Hello, everyone. I'm Bill, and welcome to Bill's Odds and Ends. If this is your first time here, be sure and subscribe and click on that bell icon to be notified of all of my new videos. Also, give this video a thumbs up as it really helps the channel out. And now, on with the video.
This is Main Street, USA at Disneyland Resort in California. Disneyland Resort has actually two theme parks. You got Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. And this is Main Street, USA, Walt Disney World in Florida. Four theme parks here: Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Disney's Hollywood Studios. So today, I will be spanning the continent from the Pacific to the Atlantic to bring you my favorite Disney picks in both Disneyland and Disney World. These are my favorite attractions, restaurants, characters, snack food, plus invaluable tips that I have learned from all my experience here that will hopefully make your planning a trip here less overwhelming and just being here absolutely as wonderful as it should be. So, you ready for my favorites? Come on. So they say that this is the happiest place on earth. Well, nothing makes me happier than a terrorizing, scream-inducing ride that makes me cry for my mommy. So let's kick this off right with one of my favorite attractions, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I know, it doesn't look like a thrill ride. But believe me, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is one of the most nerve-wracking and definitely the creepiest attraction at Walt Disney World. We have just walked into the lobby of a hotel built sometime in the 1930s, and you can tell immediately that something's gone wrong, right? And this is why this is one of my favorites, just because of this lobby and the story it tells. Where did the people go? Guests were here and then they weren't, so what happened? If you look over at the concierge desk, right over there, a man forgot his hat and cane. Where did the people go? Why didn't people have time to drink their coffee, read the newspaper, finish their mahjong game? Guests checked in, but did they check out? So now we are deep within the entrails of the boiler room, and we're all getting very excited at the possibility of being scared out of our wits.
A warm and gracious welcome to the Hollywood Tower Hotel. In just a few moments, your service elevator will be dropping by to take you to your rooms. Enjoy your stay. I'll fix this one.
What's especially unnerving about this ride is that it's been wickedly programmed to work differently each time you ride it. There are 23 resorts within Walt Disney World, but my favorite place to stay here is Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's one of the most visually amazing accommodations on any Disney property, and one of the coolest features here takes place in its backyard. The lodge offers its guests an intimate late afternoon tour through their savannah-like grounds. They call it the Wanyama Safari, and it really does feel like you're on a private safari with up-close and personal encounters with the African wildlife that live on the resort property. You're also treated to a gourmet dinner at the lodge's premium restaurant, Chico. Now, you can only do this if you're staying at the lodge, and it isn't cheap. But a portion of the fee does go towards the ambitious research and conservation projects within Disney's Animal Kingdom.
One of our tricks is to try to replicate what they would truly be interacting with in the wild. So by hanging those leaf material, the browse material, hanging that up high, it's just like them browsing off of another tree.
And does that keep them mentally happy as well?
It's one thing to just kind of plop the food out there for them, but it's another thing to actually put it out there in a way that they're used to eating it. They're used to using their big, long tongues. So to just kind of slurp it up out of a bowl, that's no fun, and that's not the way that they naturally eat. So to use their big, long tongues and to grab the leaves and leave the sticks behind, that's a way a giraffe naturally feeds. So it's pretty interesting to watch some of these natural behaviors.
How big are the babies when they're born?
The gestation for a giraffe is 15 months. And when they're born, the giraffe calves are already standing to a height of about 6 feet. And the females give birth standing up.
Gosh, I'm gonna get the best picture of a giraffe's bum ever. Oh, wow.
We have the ever popular zebra.
Yay.
A lot of people ask, are they black with white stripes or are they white with black stripes? Actually, they're striped. I know that's an easy answer, but if you were to shave down their fur, they would still be a striped zebra.
Is it true that no two zebras are alike?
No two patterns are alike. It is like a fingerprint. So you can see the stripe patterns in each of these zebras is going to be different from zebra to zebra, and that's how we can tell them apart.
I think for most people, the idea of going to Africa is about as probable as heading to the moon, and that's why I absolutely love Animal Kingdom Lodge, is because you get this taste of Africa, you know, just a sample of it, and it's an incredible experience. My favorite animals are the wildebeests. I think they're beautiful. You're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you differently. My next favorite thing is so special. It's almost too difficult to describe. It's a character interaction, but how you get to interact with the character will blow your mind.
Roaches, yeah. Oh.
This is called Turtle Talk with Crush, located in the Seas with Nemo and Friends Pavilion at Epcot. Hey, it's also at Disneyland in California, too. Now, first you think you're just watching a big screen cartoon with the surfer dude turtle from the Disney Pixar film Finding Nemo, until he seems to go off the script.
Check it out. I see a little dudette over here in a pink shell, dude. Let's go talk to her.
What does it look like in the ocean?
It's awesome here in the big old blue, dude. A lot of people think that sea turtles are really slow swimmers, but dudes, would you like to see just how fast I can swim?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, check it out. Let me get the fins warmed up. Here we go, dudes. All right, dudes, get ready. Start counting now.
1,
Totally back.
2.
I just swam around the world. Oh, dudes, it's been awesome meeting all of you little dudes, and I will check you dudes later. All right, dudes. Bye, dudes.
Hey, just want to see something. Let's wait till everybody leaves. Okay. Crush. Crush. Hi.
Oh, dude.
Hi, Crush.
Awesome, dude.
How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, dude?
Very good. My name is Samantha.
Well, Samantha, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's nice to meet you.
Really nice to meet you, too. I just wanted to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. I know you're busy.
No worries, dude. Go ahead.
You know, I travel a lot for a living.
You travel too.
I do. I travel a lot, and I get to go to a lot of oceans, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. And one thing I've always been really scared about, Crush, is actually being in the ocean. I get really nervous. Do you have any tips for me to not be so
I have a
nervous?
suggestion
Yeah?
for you, dude.
Okay.
You totally cruise up to the beach, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Until you look out on the horizon, looking at the big old blue, feeling the wind in your face, dude.
Okay.
And just kick back, walk in the big old blue, and relax.
So just relax.
Totally relax.
Okay.
Watch the waves crash by, dude.
I like
Totally
this.
feeling the sun on your face.
Yeah, yeah.
And all you have to think about is the big old blue and you.
I love it. I love it. Give me some fin.
Dude. Well, good luck next time you find yourself in the big old blue dye. Maybe next time we can meet there, Judah.
I would love that.
Hey, and Samantha,
Yeah?
have a rockin' day, dude.
I will. You too, Crush. Take care.
We'll see you later.
Oh, see you later.
Bye-bye, Samantha.
Who thought of this? In what meeting?
What does this have to do with my favorite parade at Disneyland? I'll pull a few strings and take you behind the scenes next.
So now I'm right in front of one of the greatest attractions of all times at Disney, soaring over California, soaring for short. And I have to say, right at this moment, this is my favorite attraction. And as you can see, this area that we are in is just fabulous. It sort of celebrates aviation. There are lots of hangars and things that just say aviation. Of course, aviation is a subject near and dear to my heart. It gets me to where I want to go, right? And soaring is a really thrilling ride, but its thrills come in a very different way than any other attraction here. Wait till you see it.
From the outside, it looks like one giant airplane hangar. And inside, it's just as big.
Want to sit right in the middle, it's the best, right?
Once you've taken your seats and buckled in, and your tray tables are in their full upright and locked position, you're raised 45 feet into the air and your flight begins. You are in front of a gigantic curved IMAX movie screen, and the motion simulators controlling your seat make you feel like you are literally soaring over California.
Oh, look at that. This really feels like you're flying, doesn't it? It's wonderful. It's just, you marvel at all the beautiful landscapes California has in one state. Oh, look at that, that's great. It's like we know how he feels, don't we?
Not only that, for an extra dimension of reality, there are even wind and scent machines.
And now it's like orange blossoms because we're flying over orange trees. Gets me every time, every time. Downtown Los Angeles, this is the only way to get through traffic this quickly. Oh, well, you know where that is. Oh. And that's why it's so incredible. You just feel like life is beautiful, you know? Okay. Let's say it's about noon, right? And you've been up since dawn. You're getting kids ready, you're feeding them, getting them dressed, you're arriving at the parks early so you can be there just when the gate opens. Right now, you're beat. I mean, you're tired, right? And people who know how to do Disney right actually leave the park at this time and they go back to their hotel where they can eat lunch, take a nap, enjoy the pool, and then refreshed, they head back to the parks for more attractions, the parade, and the closing fireworks. If you stay here the entire day, it's just too much. And there are going to be tantrums and meltdowns, and I'm just talking about the adults. A parade the very first day Disneyland opened, July 17th, 1955, and there has been one here ever since for over 50 years. Now that is something else.
And this one is my favorite at Disneyland, the Parade of Dreams. It was originally created to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the park, and it was such a success that it's still going strong. Each of the 7 floats celebrates dreams of some kind. Beauty and the Beast live the dream of enchantment. The cast of The Lion King shares a dream of adventure, and what is especially cool is how much animation and puppetry are involved in each float. How Helping these big dreams come to life is Scott Schaefer. He's the parade's senior designer, and he's given me a behind-the-scenes look at these amazing floats.
So this is Geppetto, this is our Pinocchio float, and this was Dreams of Laughter. And in the parade, it's sort of fun because it's sort of a reverse puppet thing, because we have the live performers are actually playing the role of the puppet, but they're puppeteering Geppetto, which is really a puppet.
Oh, so you have like real people
supposed to be
playing
live.
puppets.
This is really confusing, but it's really fun. Here, let me come on up.
Oh, can I get up there?
Yeah, come on up.
Excellent.
There you go.
Can I be a puppet?
Sure, let's be a puppet. Okay, if you can get your arms in there.
Okay. So I'm moving his arm right now, up and down. So it looks like Geppetto is actually maneuvering me.
And I think I heard one of the performers is sick today. You may have to suit up and...
Oh, I'm ready to go on.
All right, let's go.
I really am ready.
This is one of my favorite floats, the Alice in Wonderland Mad Tea Party Dream of Imagination. And I know a secret about it.
The tea party table is actually a big trampoline.
Get out. Can we go on it?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
Oh.
There you go.
That's great. So the people who are watching the parade actually don't see this. They just see people bounce all over
but they see them. Yeah, the performers bouncing around.
I mean, really, who thought of this? In what meeting?
Well, it's just one of those crazy Disney meetings we get into.
This is a part of the budget meeting.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Are you okay down there?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'll stick to the puppets.
Yeah, this takes a little bit more rehearsal.
I'd love some tea, though.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
The parade's finale is Dreams Come True, and this float packs some heavy hitters. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella.
And the King in Green, Mickey and Minnie. Every day should end with a parade.
Next, I've got a tip for getting to the front of the line faster at Epcot's test track. And later,
I can tell you that my decision not to run away from home and join the circus as a child was a good one. Oh. So this roller coaster is called California Screaming. I wonder why.
I'm cluing you into some of my favorite things at Disneyland Resort in California and Walt Disney World in Florida.
Okay, so waiting in line is absolutely nobody's favorite here, and believe me, Disney feels your pain. They've come up with a few ways for you to get through that line faster. The number one way is the Fast Pass, and this is great. It's literally just a ticket to get into a shorter line, provided I come back at a certain time. First, I want to check the time and see if I can actually come back at that time. You know, you may have lunch reservations. I just take my park ticket here, my admission ticket, stick it in, and then out is going to come my little reservation ticket. There it is. And make sure you get your admission ticket back. You want to keep that. And now I'll just come back and ride a much shorter line. Now, there are a few approaches to the Fast Pass. Say you are here before the gates open, right? So as the gates are opened, you want to rush right to your number one ride and just ride it as you normally would, because the line is not going to be long at that time. For your second ride, immediately go to that one and get the Fast Pass, and you'll be doing all right. Now, if you arrive at the park after the gates open, what are you doing that for? You're at Disney World. Come on, get up early.
There's another secret to avoiding long lines at Disney. It's called the single rider line, and I'll show you how it works.
So Test Track is easily one of the most popular rides here at Epcot. The wait time right now is 40 minutes, but look, the single rider entrance is only 20. Now, if you're with a group, you all can go in the single rider entrance, but mind you, you will absolutely be split up. You will not be riding as a group. But I'm thinking, cut your wait time by half and take a break from your family that's been driving you nuts all day. It's a great idea.
As with most of the big theme rides at Disney, actually getting to your seat is part of the design of your whole experience. Test Track is a simulation of an automobile testing facility, and you start by walking through examples of what your car actually goes through before you drive it out of the showroom. But then It's time to put your test vehicle through its paces.
What's your name?
Brianna.
Brianna, I'm Sam.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so you get to meet friends when you ride this single ride line. You don't have any hills like this in Florida.
Let's proceed to the rough road test.
This is how Mom drives, right? Yeah.
Testing brakes. All right, let's pick up the pace. Ready for the barrier test.
Okay.
It's gonna be really fast.
Hang on tight.
This is my favorite part of the ride, where you tear around the track at 65 miles an hour. No big deal, you say. I drive 65 all the time. Yeah, but does it feel like this?
Aww. Getting FaceTime with the characters is a really, really big deal here, right? You want their autograph, you want their pictures, you want to tell Pluto what he's meant to you your entire life. Hi, Pluto. And because of that, the characters can become really mobbed, especially at the Magic Kingdom. And sometimes it's even tough for your kids to get to the characters. But all of the characters are here at Epcot. And because Epcot is considered more of an adult park, there aren't a lot of kids. Look, I'm right behind adults, for goodness sakes. And so if you bring your kids here, they'll have more time with all the characters, and then you can spend time in Germany having a beer and in France having a glass of champagne, and, well, that's just a win-win situation for everybody.
If Epcot is more of an adult park, a great deal of its appeal for grown-ups is the second half of it, the World Showcase. Now, it differs from Future World in that it consists of 11 international pavilions and neighborhoods that give you a sample of the lives and customs and foods of nations around the world. It's like a whirlwind tour of Japan, Mexico, Germany, all infused with a little Disney magic, of course. But there are also some things at the World Showcase that you're just not going to find at, say, the Magic Kingdom.
And after much intense research, leaving no stone unturned on my part, I have found that my favorite alcoholic drink at Disney is here in the country of France. It's the Grand Marnier Orange Slush. Wait till you see it. It's wonderful.
Au revoir.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, madame.
May I have a Grand Marnier Orange Slush, s'il vous plaît?
Bien sûr.
Just practicing my Disney French.
Et avec ceci, madame?
C'est bon? Ah.
Et avec ceci, madame?
Excusez-moi?
Avec ceci, that's it?
That's it, yes.
Thank you. $8, please, madame. s'il vous plaît.
8? There you go.
Merci beaucoup, madame.
Merci.
Allez, bonne journée à vous.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, bonne journée.
Très bon. Parents, do not underestimate the popularity of Dumbo. If you have little kids and you're coming to Magic Kingdom, make sure you hit him first. If you were traveling anywhere else in the world, my advice to you would be just to put the itinerary down, and just go where the day takes you. Here, it's different. You definitely need a plan of action, and it's really simple. Just, sit your family down and say, hey, what do you want to do? What are your expectations? Then map it out and make it a plan. Do you have any tips for people who are planning their very first trip to Disney World and all the parks?
Just make sure you rest a day or two before you come, and You
Probably
just
start from the back, so it's
yes,
not so
and then you
nice.
plan it perfect.
Start at the back.
Start at the back.
Start at the
And then
back.
you make your
Back at the park.
And then that way, everybody that's coming this way, you have the park in the back, and then you start this way, so we have it to ourselves.
Very good. Excellent tip. Who's your favorite? You like Mickey, Donald?
Mickey.
Mickey's your favorite.
Yeah.
Now, who do you like better, Mickey or your husband?
Mickey.
See, I told you. Do you like the teacups?
Yeah.
You like going spinning around that fast? You almost get sick. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does your mother like the teacups?
Yes.
She does. Well, that's pretty cool.
little.
A little. But she's like, no. She's like, no, I don't like the teacups.
You gotta get sick on them.
Yeah, we all get sick on them. The teacups. You're looking at a Samantha Brown Disney favorite of years past. When I was 10, all I wanted to do was spin in the teacups. Now, I can't even look at it. It's like those parents, they're so courageous. You're taking one for the team. Favorites come, and favorites go.
When we return, tread carefully when you walk through Disney's Animal Kingdom, because you never know who might be growing there. One thing I love about the Disney parks are the unscheduled and unexpected performances that you might happen to run into, even if you don't happen to spot them immediately.
Have you ever seen anything like that? See, this is what I love about this place. It's like one moment you're screaming your head off thinking you're going to be eaten by a Yeti, and then the next you are just absolutely mesmerized. I mean, that's genius.
Allow me to introduce Miss Divine, who makes her home naturally in the jungles of Disney's Animal Kingdom.
It's really neat to see everyone's expressions when they see her, because no one quite understands what they are seeing. They don't know what exactly she is. And children and grown-ups, they all have the same expression on their face. Just like, what is she? Well, she's beautiful. You know, one thing we all love about Disney is that it has its wonderful secrets, right? There are things we see and things we don't see. And one thing you would never expect Disneyland to have is somewhere in New Orleans Square. You just gotta look up.
Located directly above the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is a special accommodation that not even the crew of the Black Pearl knows about, the Disneyland Dream Suite.
Now, very few people have ever seen the inside of this private apartment that literally was one of Walt Disney's dreams. You see, he always wanted a private place to entertain his family, his friends, the VIPs that were visiting Disneyland, and he actually had plans drawn up, but unfortunately, they were never realized until recently, when they actually dusted off the original plans and built this apartment that Walt Disney himself had always wanted. And I think it's so sweet knowing that even though Walt Disney is no longer with us, he is still contributing his dreams to Disney.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Disneyland opened its gates in 1955, and there are some original attractions still going strong today. Now, one of my favorites as a child, the underwater submarine voyage, has been updated, upgraded, and reincarnated as the Finding Nemo submarine voyage. Sharing the experience with me is Kathy Magnum, who produces the attraction.
Wow. It was about 25 years ago that I first went to Disneyland, but I remember that part so vividly, thinking that we're really going deep underwater.
It's so powerful, and I think it's a memory of so many young people who came to Disneyland then, and hopefully now.
Right.
They're in a boat and they're going underwater.
So even though this attraction opened up in the summer of 2007, it's not entirely new. Some of this I actually recognize.
Exactly. This originally opened in 1959 and ran until 1998. So when we brought it back, we brought back some of the original elements. You'll see sea bass, you'll see some giant clams. We wanted to pay homage to the original attraction.
But Nemo, everybody loves Nemo.
Everybody loves Nemo, and here we had an underwater-based attraction and this fantastic new Disney Pixar classic movie, and it was just a perfect marriage.
And what I think is so cool is that we are actually in real submarines.
Real submarines under real water. So we have just left the lagoon and now we've come into the world of Nemo. And you start to see things get bigger. We're going to have Nemo and Marlin and all of our favorite characters are about to appear and tell us a story. Isn't it? It's just magical down here.
It really is.
We tried not to make this ride too scary.
Is there an age limit?
No, there's no age limit. And, you know, it's dark here, but you'll notice that we always have either Marlin or Dory joking around when something gets dark. And when we just went through a big explosion, we just hit a mine.
We try not to make it too scary. We've just gone through a big explosion.
Oh my God, that's not scary. That's a bit scary. You know,
that's scary?
Kids laugh at that.
They don't know real life yet. Oh, excellent. I think Walt would be very proud of that. Oh, mango slices. That looks fabulous. Could you look at this? That's fresh fruit. It looks wonderful. You know, I always try to eat healthy, but, you know, when you're here, you really just want a churro, right? It's like, oh, well, let me get an apple. But a pineapple spear, that looks good and juicy. Pickles. This is great. I'm gonna get a pickle.
Pickles and pineapple can help you get through the day at Disneyland, but when the sun goes down and you want a truly memorable dinner, there's one place here that I always return to.
That's pretty good.
It's good to be back, Andrew. It's really good to be back.
Good to have you back.
This is Andrew Sutton, who's executive chef of my favorite restaurant at Disneyland Resort, Napa Rose. It's located directly in Disney's Grand Californian Hotel, and it is truly one of the highest rated restaurants in Southern California. Andrew and Master Sommelier Michael Jordan pride themselves on pairing the food perfectly with the finest California wines.
So this is my favorite dining experience here at Disneyland, because if you look around, you can see that, thank you, Michael, you just would never know that you were in a theme park, would you? It's just so sophisticated, yet casual and fun, and the food is incredibly fresh, right, Chef?
It is, and right now it's citrus season. This is Buddha's hand. It's an ancient form of lemon. Actually, I've grown it on my own tree.
You would eat this.
You're gonna eat it.
I'm
You're
gonna eat it
tonight. You're gonna have fun with that.
You go on a culinary journey when you come here. I love it.
Pick up one pork, medium well. Andy, we're looking for 2 striped bass, 1 redfish, 1 duck, 4 New Yorks, 2 mid-rare, 1 medium well.
And with the kitchen right before you, you just see everything. It's like a performance. People chopping.
This is just a beautiful striped bass. We've flown in from New York. I mean, literally, this was in the water 12 hours ago. And we just believe in the freshest possible ingredient. You're going to be having some of this, and you're going to love it.
See, I love that. They actually bring the fish over so you can see it before it's on your plate. You can just see how fresh everything is.
Samantha, this is our beautiful bacon-wrapped quail served with a sunset chili rose petal sauce. The rose petals just kind of bring up the nuance and subtleties of the chilies.
You can actually taste the rose petal. That's unbelievable. Is it any wonder why this is my favorite?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Coming up, well, I am. I'm going backstage to get a very unique look at Cirque du Soleil. That's next. There are a lot of live stage productions within Disney World, but my favorite is actually outside the 4 parks. It's on the west side of the downtown Disney complex, and it's the original Cirque du Soleil production, La Nouba. La Nouba is a French expression, which means to live it up. And the 70 international gymnasts, acrobats, aerialists, dancers, and clowns that perform this exhilarating show take the idea of living it up to a whole new level. Downtown Disney is the only place in the world where you can see La Nouba. Before the show, I got to watch some rehearsals with one of the production stage managers, Nick Roberts. I always thought that Cirque du Soleil was so incredible in that it allowed people with such amazing talents and skills all come together like this and just give people a show like you have never seen in your life.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's lovely to hear the audience's reaction every night. It never gets boring for me to hear that. To come out and sit in the house sometimes and hear little children squealing with delight at the clowns, it's just, it reminds you why you're here.
What do you think is the biggest crowd pleaser of La Nouba?
It has to be every time our little Chinese girls who do Diablo, it brings the audience to their feet. They stand up and they get the biggest round of applause at the end of the show, and everybody loves them. They're cute and they're so talented.
Basically, with Diablo, you spin these wooden spools on a string and the friction builds up incredible velocity. But there's nothing basic about the way these girls play it.
Wow. This is an art form that goes back some 4,000 years in China, which is about as long as I would need to practice something like this to get it right. So now we're just gonna beat the drum, right? Oh, okay. Oh, she's doing it. Is that good? Huh? Oh, oh. I can tell you that my decision not to run away from home and join the circus as a child was a good one.
Is the trapeze the most dangerous act in Cirque du Soleil?
No, well, it's pretty dangerous. I would say one of our most dangerous acts is Tissue, the aerial ballet in silk, because they're not attached to anything.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
You're welcome.
They didn't tell me that when I signed up for that one. I'm not kidding. I did agree to this. Aerial ballerinas Katia Guimarães and Anna Cuellar are trying to convince me that there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, that's really high. Now what are you going to do, Anna?
No. Oh! That's it. That's it. Ta-da!
You're gonna have fun. You love it.
Can I use the ladies' room before I do this? Oh my gosh. So I really can do that? You think I can do that with absolutely no training?
Of course.
Here.
Here.
I should mention that there are no safety wires because they would be too dangerous tangling with the silk.
This is gonna be the sling that's gonna be wrapped around my body when I get out of the hospital.
At this point, I'm really regretting signing that waiver.
Hold on here, under your armpit. Arms overhead.
Both arms.
Grab it different like this. Wait a minute. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Point, point.
I'm pointing because it is ballet. She's like, point. You gotta look graceful, hanging 60 feet in the air. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like a piñata. Okay.
1,
Point the
2,
foot.
3, go. Legs apart, legs apart.
Oh my god.
1.5.
Wow, that was awesome. Oh my gosh, what a great feeling. So when do I get to be in La Nouba? Woo! That was great. Can I do it again?
If you ever have a chance to see a Cirque du Soleil show, don't pass it up. And I think La Nouba at Downtown Disney is one of their very best. Fireworks always end the day at Magic Kingdom, so where's the best place to watch them? Next, I'll share my favorite spot, and it's not in front of Cinderella Castle. It's early evening in the Magic Kingdom, and I'm here to check out Spectro Magic, my favorite parade at Walt Disney World.
So I'm here with John Hoped, and he is actually the lighting designer of the parade we're about to see. And this is one of my favorites because, of course, the lights. So I feel very, very privileged to be talking to you right now. And the other part that I love about this parade is that all the lights on Main Street just go off, right?
It is. And there's a magic moment right when that happens because it's such a large area that goes off all at one time. You get this in the crowd, which is really magic. You know, it's that anticipation just before it comes out the gate.
How long did it take to build this parade? Because it really is absolutely incredible.
It usually takes anywhere from 14 to 24 months to build a parade like this.
Hey, that really is your baby then.
Oh yeah, because that includes all the design time and then construction and then all the test and adjust because of all the lighting, so it takes some time.
Was there a particular float that took more time than others?
Yeah, the carousel float, which is one of the bigger ones in the parade, took a little bit extra time because it has so much animation on it, because it's a real carousel. As it goes down the street, the animals go up and down, the lights change color, so it's really quite spectacular.
It really is, and even the people are lit up.
Yes.
Even they sparkle.
Oh, yes,
and how do you do that?
All that's done with battery pack.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then we put a lot of little incandescent lights on them.
And what kind of lights do you use?
Well, I don't want to give away any trade secrets, but you can buy them at Kmart.
No, really?
Oh, yes, they're just little incandescent Christmas tree lights. Only a lot of them. And then the difference is we get them custom dyed so that we can get the color palette that we want for the parade. But they're basically what anybody can put on their Christmas tree or on their house for Christmas time.
It's amazing. For next Christmas, I'm not going to get a tree. I'm just going to decorate myself.
Oh, you'll look great too.
Just plug myself in. It's just amazing when you think of the work that goes into one of those parades.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is your heart, your blood, your sweat and tears go into building this.
It's wonderful to watch the people's faces as it go by and know that you had something to do with that.
The Spectro Magic Parade doesn't run every night, but the dazzling Wishes fireworks display always brings down the curtain at the Magic Kingdom. But a great vantage point to see the show is actually here at the California Grill restaurant, which is located on the top floor of Disney's contemporary resort.
The reason why the California Grill is my favorite is because of this view. We are looking down on the Magic Kingdom, and hey, this is a great place to have a nice cocktail during a sunset, but really you want to be here at night for the closing fireworks. Oh, wow! Oh, beautiful!
That's gotta be.
Yeah. Yay! Woo! I think my absolute favorite thing about Disney is the fact that the beauty, the excitement, the wonderment exists everywhere. And I think people become really overwhelmed planning a trip here because they feel they have to do it all. Well, there's so much to do, you couldn't possibly do it all. So why put that pressure on yourself? Just pick the things that you have dreamed your entire life of doing, then slow down, take it all in, and enjoy. And that's my favorite way of experiencing Disney.
Now, there's a quick way to get to the parking lot.
This has been an odd production. Thanks for watching.